didn't have any confidence in myself, in my teaching abilities. Really, I mean, that impacted on the kids, of course. I really wasn't making any progress professionally, myself, in my skills. I was basically living day to day, not able to plan ahead, and not knowing what the day would bring. So of course I was all over the place. And I remember the end of my first week at my school, going in with a black eye and having to explain that away. And we were together for just over 2.5 years, during which time there were many times that I'd go into school with a black eye or bruises or worse. And the very last time, he basically rearranged my face. I'd left him several times during that period and always went back, had the sort of the victim mentality, I suppose, where I thought I could change him and I could reform him and whatever. And eventually in April 1990, after a particularly violent outburst, I left him for good. A colleague at the school where I had been since the beginning of the relationship, she put me up in her place, sort of an emergency appeal really at the time. I mean, the woman who I lived with from school, she had gone through a similar kind of relationship, so she could relate on one level. But really, it took her putting me in touch with TSN for somebody to actually come along. And the person I met was the first person who had never judged me, who just said, we recognise you're in this place, we're very sorry, let's help. So it was the first person who actually really listened to what I needed at the time, and that was great. It was such a weight off my shoulders. So I managed to get a grant through Teacher Support Network. I was able to get the bank off my back, and I was able to start to move forward, which was fantastic. It was such a relief, and I got my life back. And just knowing that I was sorting out the financial problems of the past 2.5 years, it was mentally it just sorted me out, and everything fell into place. So I became the teacher that I knew that I could be, and the teacher that I knew I was going to be when I was at college. It's when you stop and you think about, actually, my life now would be completely different had the Teacher Support Network not intervened and not given me the support that I needed at the time. I think, without putting too fine a point on it, I don't think I'd be here. Well, I'm deputy head, and I've been deputy head for 8 years, at my school where I am now, and just love it. Love the variety of the job. I'm passionate now as I was on day one. And the children I'm teaching are just amazing children, keep me on my toes, and it's great. It's just a very happy, contented person there, which is lovely. I would just say, give what you can, give a regular amount every month, give what you can, because someone somewhere needs that support. You might not need it now, you never know when you will need it. I didn't know I would ever need any kind of support like I received, and just for somebody to come up and say, here's some money, was amazing.